your thoughts on Brave New World reportedly costing $400 million, and where is the money going for that kind of budget? So, report came out this past week that the new Captain America movie reportedly has a budget of $400 million. I think it's funny that we call those a budget. That's not what a budget is. $400 million is the spend. Their budget was probably $250 million, and then they just blew the budget out. They didn't greenlight a budget of $400 million. They spent $400 million. So what do I make of that? I think we're going to see less and less of this over the next couple of years, where there's this spending boom coming in the aftermath of 2019 and COVID, where you had all these big, gigantic billion-dollar films in 2019. I think 2018 was actually the year with the highest gross domestically ever. And so you just had several years of the box office being crazy and these massive tentpole films constantly coming out. Every studio wanted to be a part of that. And so they started greenlighting these gigantic budgeted films. And then COVID comes along and you start getting COVID delays, and you know, they're paying crew members that can't come to work because someone got COVID, and all the COVID protocols. They start ballooning budgets. And then you have all these MCU issues of they just didn't have a very streamlined system to put out as much content as they were putting out with the system that they had in place for the first three phases. And so it turned into more and more projects having longer and longer reshoots and more extensive reshoots. All of that just balloons your budget. And that's what this is. It's one of these projects that was greenlit several years ago. Some of the filming, right, was taking place during COVID. The strikes happen. I guess that's another key ingredient in there. You have these strikes that create this big gap in the middle of everything. And they work on the movie. The VFX people work on all this stuff. And they look at it and they went, oh crap, our movie sucks. So then we have to hire writers to rewrite the movie. We have to bring everybody back. We pay for, depending on what reports you believe, 3 weeks or 3 months of reshoots. Both are reported. Whatever it was, it cost a lot. And then you have to do new VFX for all this new stuff you just shot. You got to edit it once again. And so all of a sudden, your movie that was supposed to be $200 million, $250 million, it just balloons to these gigantic numbers. And, you know, I assume like all the reshoots when it's like, oh, sorry, Mackie, you can't take another job. I need you to come back and shoot again at the beginning of this next year. Hey, everybody, I know it's difficult because of all the strikes. And can you please, all of that's more expensive. All of it just keeps adding up. And you get these insane numbers. Last year, I think, made MCU, Marvel Studios, Disney, everybody went, wait a minute, you can't just throw $300 million at a mediocre film and expect it to print money anymore. It doesn't work like that. The novelty of big spectacle and movie stars, it doesn't work like it did 5 years ago anymore. You need something better. We need to rein in our budgets. We need to spend more time and money on the scripts before we start recording, as opposed to trying to fix it in post. So I think you'll start seeing that stuff diminish a great deal maybe next year. Because the turnaround on movies is like 2 years. So you realize a problem last year, but you already had movies that were in motion for this nonsense of overspending. And so then Mission Impossible 8, this movie, Gladiator 2, just have these insane bloated budgets. But they're movies that were set in motion a while ago. And they'll probably start getting tighter budgets next year when the system is able to make the corrections. Most of these clips are pulled from my Patreon live streams. I do about 6 live streams every single month. For $2 per month, $20 per year, you can get access to all the exclusive videos and live streams. For $5 per month, you get your name on my end card. At the top tier, you get a 30-minute video chat with me each month. The link down below in the description has more information.